What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Who You Got with
Mellow.
and Rado is a sports podcast where we talk your favorite sports highlights, sports debates, and sports matchups. And before we start it off, I just want to make sure that you guys, if you're watching live, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button on the video down below. Also, if you guys are listening in, make sure you guys follow us along on whatever podcast platform you're on. We're on Spotify, Apple, Google. Also, everywhere. Also, we got a TikTok. You guys follow us on TikTok. Who you got? Also, our new Twitch channel is open too. So whoever's on Twitch out there, please make sure you guys comment below and make sure you guys subscribe to the Twitch. We got some real cool things coming up for you guys, as well as our Patreon, where we're gonna get some behind the scenes stuff for you guys. If you guys want to go on Patreon, either just some general support or go ahead and ask us questions on there. Whatever you like, we're everywhere, man. And as well as our personal Instagrams. I'm at the Iconic Dude, and
Mellow the Notorious.
that's right. And this week we got a crazy week.
Oh yes,
Crazy
it's a
week.
fantastic fight week.
Exactly.
We're here to talk about UFC 278,
Yes,
and
we are.
we have a banger card, man. But
That's
before we
true.
get into that, man, let's talk about where you've been.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
you've been
true,
gone for
man.
more than a month at this point.
Yeah. We've been on a little bit of hiatus just because I've been away for a little while, pretty much this summer. Went over back to Bulgaria, 3,000 miles away, Eastern Europe. That's where I'm from. Also, we went around like the whole country, traveled around there. We did some shows out there, and me and my brother did, and we just like had a lot of fun. You know, went to the sea, got some sun out there. Also, went up to like a mountain, hiked a mountain that was like, man, like 2,300 meters, which
Oof.
is crazy. Like,
Couldn't be
it's-
me.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was a crazy, great experience. Like, it was windy at the top for sure, but definitely like it was a hike. Like the first 30 to 45 minutes was tough. I'm not
Mm.
gonna lie. So, you know, just definitely doing like some athletic things too out while I'm out there
Got
having
to.
fun, enjoying it. But now I'm back and ready to do the podcast again. We got a lot of cool episodes scheduled for you guys, and this one is amazing because this fight week is gonna be incredible. UFC 278.
Oh yeah, you came back just in the perfect time.
Yeah.
Completely stacked card. We got Usman versus Edwards 2.
Hey,
That's gonna
Highly
be a
touted.
banger. Exactly, rematch. They've been waiting for a while now.
7 years in the running for that.
Yes. Both of them actually, I'm pretty sure, been undefeated in that
Yeah.
in that time frame since
Since then.
then. We got Costa versus Rockhold. You already know Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold, both are bangers. One's a former champion, one's a top contender.
True.
Both in the middleweight, so you already know that's gonna be a fantastic fight. And then last but not least, we're gonna talk about a bantamweight bout with Jose Aldo and Merab exactly Divasvili. Exactly.
You got it.
I'm gonna call my man Merab.
All right, I'm just yeah, for real.
You already know
You
how
know
we-
these UFC fighters, bro.
exactly.
Like, you know we always
butcher
get
their
them wrong.
names
That's like one thing. If you know our podcast, like we be getting their names wrong, but
all the time.
I know.
But either way, those three fights are about to be bangers, and that's pretty much what we're here to talk about, man. UFC 278. Want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's do it, man. Obviously, that championship matchup, the welterweight bout,
Oof.
7 years in a run, and like we said, Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
This fight, this is gonna be a crazy one because Leon's been waiting for this one for a long time.
Yes, he has.
He's been honestly like the one guy that's wanted to come back and fight Usman just because they literally fought like when Usman was just kind of starting out. And
Neither one are not remarkably close to being the same fighter that they were 7 years ago.
yeah, I would agree with that. And honestly, in my eyes, these two guys are probably the best mixed martial artists in the UFC. We got
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the best like technical fighters that we got, and they do fight differently though, because obviously you got Usman who's more of a ground fighter,
Mhm.
and you got Leon who's more of a striker, but they still have that technical mixed martial arts in them, that jiu-jitsu. They know like how to defend, they know how to take you down, but they're both good at like two different things. So it's gonna be interesting in this fight for me because it is like a style fight for me. You know, you got one guy that's been a champion for so long, 5 fights, the last 7 fights he's been champion, and the last 5 he's pretty much taking care of business, like with no problem. You know,
Oh yeah.
there really hasn't been any issue for him.
Besides Kobe.
Colby Covington was a good fight. It was a good fight, but in the end, you kind of knew it was still gonna be like a 4-1, if anything. You know.
Well, the second one, the first one, it was a
4-1.
2-2 going into that last round for sure. But the champ pulled out.
He did. But either way, like he's fought him enough that he knows how to fight Kobe, and he beat him pretty handily. I would say the last time they fought.
Yes.
You know, especially like if we're looking at how Kobe looked. But I mean, as far as this one, it's gonna be interesting for me, man. Leon's ready. Leon's been ready for a while. Like you saw Leon fight some guys like coming out. Like he fought Nate Diaz. He's fought like the guy that he actually had to fight to come into this fight because he couldn't fight Hazmat, right, for 2 fights previously.
Yeah.
They were supposed to fight in early this year, like in January, and then before that in December, but he was injured. One of these times Hazmat wasn't, and he had COVID the other time, so they couldn't fight. So then they just like moved on from him, and he had to fight David. How do you say his name? Right. There you go. And honestly, like he took care of him easily, and that's the reason why he's getting this championship matchup with my man Usman, who to me is pound for pound the best fighter in the UFC right now,
hands down.
But what do you think about this fight, though? Before I give my prediction.
So this is gonna be a great fight. You pretty much said a lot. They've been sleeping on Edwards for a while, but he is one of the best technical strikers. To me, a lot of people sleep on him, but like technical, he's like honestly right behind Izzy for me. Don't have the length, so the kickboxing isn't there, but the combos, the efficiency. Volkanovski is another good technical boxer. A lot of people don't realize that because he's a counter boxer. But Edwards definitely he definitely improved a lot, and he has some great hands to go against. A lot of people obviously got him as an underdog. Well, everyone got him as underdog. It's pretty much been like that for Usman for a while. But it's not improbable or impossible for Edwards to walk away with a win. Like you said, man, wrestling versus boxing. Usman's made his bread and butter in the beginning of his career. Pretty much fantastic wrestler, black belt. Pretty much knows what he's doing on the ground.
Olympic wrestler too. At
exactly.
That.
So he knows what he's doing. So he's definitely mauled a lot of people. But it's funny because then he just started to mess with Trevor Whitman and just decided he want to knock everyone out. And that's a scary Usman. And that's when he becomes the pound for pound best fighter in the world. So I think it's going to be a great fight, a lot of good hits, but pretty much it's going to be, for the first time in a while, I think Usman is going to go back to his original strengths and take the fight to the ground. Because that's where he has the ability. I think I'm pretty sure that Edwards just got his purple belt in jiu-jitsu. But like I said, besides the obviously aggressive wrestling that Usman provide, he's still a black belt in jiu-jitsu on top of that, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
So he really is prolific on the ground. And obviously with Edwards' technical and prolific boxing skills, even though Usman loves to trade in blows, and he went and traded some blows with some bangers in the last couple fights.
True.
But he almost got wobbly a couple times doing that. He gets a little too antsy, gets a little too lead head heavy, where he just puts his head down and try to go for that knockout blow. So while I don't think Edwards has the best knockout power, that's probably not the best game plan for Usman. Obviously going up against jiu-jitsu specialists and top-notch wrestlers like Burns and Colby, you really don't want to go on the floor. But I'm pretty sure that's where he's going to take this fight.
Yeah.
Because that's where he tried to take the first fight. And at this point, Usman is pretty much, like I say, I don't think he wants to prove anything anymore. This isn't a fight where he feel like he has to go knock someone out to prove something. This is him lapping the block. He already beat Edwards handily 7 years ago. While it's going to be a better fight from both fighters around, he's just going to try to stick to that wrestling game plan. And I know he's been improving on his punching, but I think he knows what's going to be best for him to win this fight.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with everything you said. I think that this fight is going to go down exactly as you said. I think that Usman is going to go down and try to get those takedowns. I mean, he knows he's a better wrestler. He knows that that's how he beat him last time.
He's a stronger fighter.
Even though when they fought last time, it was like almost 7 years ago. And obviously Leon's gotten a lot better even on ground defense. He's able to like control when people are trying to take him down,
He just
but
got his purple belt, so he's not a slob.
not at all. Especially on defense, like not as much as like taking down as much as the takedown defense. He's really good at that, but I still think that Usman is way better at takedowns. He's way better at maneuvering around guys, getting on their back when they're close to like the cage. I do think that he's gonna try to push this fight. Usman's gonna be the one that's gonna push it early, push it towards like one side of the cage. They're not gonna try to stay in the middle because he knows that they stay in the middle is gonna be Leon's advantage because he's gonna try to just stay there and try to pretty much like take him out with a few shots. Yeah, I do think that Usman's gonna have to use his jab a little bit though to keep him at bay. And
he got one of the best jabs in the game.
yeah, and that's how you move him around the ring too. That's how he's gonna move Leon around the ring, push him towards the cage, try to get around his back and get some of those takedowns and really use his weight on him. Try to you tire him out during those like second and third rounds. I think that he's definitely gonna be able to do that. One of these rounds, he's gonna tire him out. I think that this fight is gonna come down. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout on any measure by Usman because even though he said he wanted to do that, I think he's gonna go back to his roots. He's not gonna do what he wanted to do to Kobe Covington in this fight. I just think that he's definitely gonna take a less risky approach, try to stay on the ground more, tire his fighter out, tire Leon Edwards out, and then take care of him like in the fourth and fifth round. Just make sure he doesn't get hit too many times. I do think it's gonna be a 4-1, bout, and it's gonna be to my man, the champion, pound for pound best fighter in the UFC right now, Kamaru Usman. I think he's gonna take it, but it is gonna go all 5 rounds
To decision.
Yeah, decision.
Okay.
4-1 though.
Right.
Usman, yeah.
So the way I see it, Edwards' best chance is being aggressive off rip, putting the champ in a couple of harmful positions that allows him to or makes him kind of pretty much just tense up and just go for it. That's his best plan. Usman's best plan is to do the same thing, be aggressive, but be aggressive with the level changes in the feint and assert that fear of that takedown really early. With that being said, I do believe Usman's going to be the one that implements his game plan better. He's the better all-around fighter, and he's just way too strong, and once he gets his hands on Edwards, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
so I definitely got this going to decision. I do think he should, and he will take the less harmful route or trying to wrestle. He honestly caught the last couple fights being stupid like that.
Yeah.
And while Edwards technically isn't a knockout artist, he's a better boxer than anyone that he's seen in those fights. So he's more liable to get caught by something by Edwards, and it's always a punch you don't see coming. So I definitely think he's gonna be smarter, but I definitely for sure agree with you. I got this Usman by decision.
Yeah, man. I do think that we know who the smarter fighter is right here too. Like Usman is a smarter fighter. He knows like when he's in trouble. He's shown that before in the previous fights that he's had to hold down for the belt. But I do think that it's his fight to lose. He's gonna have to take control of the fight. He's gonna have to be the one that's pushing the fight as well, and not let Leon even take control of 1 or 2 of these rounds. Because if it gets closer, and Leon sees it in the 5th round that it's a 2-2 matchup, then Leon's gonna go all out, not care if he gets knocked out. But I do think that Usman is gonna take a safer approach.
Yeah,
he's not gonna go for that. So,
but safer is aggressive, just still with aggressive. The wrestling added to it.
That's true.
The last couple of fights, he didn't really care for the wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it twisted. I still think he's gonna get shots on him when he's on the ground. Like if he gets like Leon on the ground, he's still gonna be punching him on his side, on his ribs, getting him in the head. But Leon is very strong down low as well. He doesn't like get knocked out easily, so he doesn't lose easily. So I do think it's gonna go to decision, just like you though.
That's what I'm thinking. For sure.
That's what I'm thinking. But it's gonna be a great fight, one of the best matchups of the year, and we're still gonna see why Kamaru Usman is literally like the best fighter in the game right now. And I mean, if let's say he wins the matchup, what happens next with Kamaru? What do you think?
So if Kamaru wins, everyone's trying to put Chimaev versus him. I think Chimaev didn't want to wait, which is why they put him versus Diaz, which I hated.
Yeah,
it was a throwaway fight. Diaz didn't deserve that fight. If you're gonna make him wait, honestly, at that point, make him fight Gilbert. No, he just beat Gilbert. Make him fight Bilal Stephen Thompson, one of them. But don't give him goddamn freaking Diaz.
He beat Bilal Muhammad, didn't he?
No.
Oh, sorry, Leon did.
No,
Leon did.
It was
Leon
just Gilbert
did.
Burns in the top 10 that he beat.
Leon beat Bilal Muhammad and
hell, put him against Jorge Masvidal. Nah, they don't want that.
Nah, they don't want that. Nah, he's too low down. I'm gonna be honest.
But Nate ain't any better. That's my whole point. Nate is not better than Jorge Masvidal at this point in his career.
Yeah, but
they paid Jorge Masvidal one of the biggest contracts in UFC history. So give him the money fight.
But Jorge's injured right now. Like that was that injury.
Oh, I didn't even know the injury. He's in legal trouble.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he got legal trouble. Plus, like then
Vincent
he got in the fight.
LeCue.
He got in the fight.
Like there's so many people, but they gave him Diaz.